Sai is a disgusting loser who was abandoned by his parents at birth because of his ugly face. In a world filled with magic, demons, and monsters, Sai works really hard to enter the prestigious magic academy in the royal city and passes the examination. Everything seems to be going well as he starts making friends already, but everything turns upside down when he is declared to be the next demon king with incredible magical powers who will rule the world with an iron fist. This makes him the public enemy of the entire school, as even his crush starts hating him. But it all started on the day when Sai reaches the royal city, excited to start his new life in the prestigious Academy of Magic. While climbing the stairs, a blue-haired feminist runs past him, showing off her assets to him in the process.
Nice.
He thanks the god for such a warm welcome in this big city when he notices that an old woman has dropped her suitcase, spilling out everything on the floor. He immediately heads over to help her and insists on carrying her bag for her. The old woman gets worried whether this guy is a scammer from India and tells him that she will manage, but this absolute idiot decides to play tug-of-war over the bag with her. Suddenly, the blue-haired girl appears once again at the top of the staircase and looks over at Sai, thinking that he is trying to rob her grandmother. She immediately jumps into action, kicking him in the face and knocking him down to the ground. Her grandmother soon reveals that Sai was just trying to help her, which embarrasses the feminist, as she immediately starts apologizing for her behavior. She introduces herself as June, a member of the ninja clan who is attending the School of Magical Arts here, and asks whether Sai is new in this city. Sai replies that he is a transfer student starting at the same academy today. So they board the train together and start talking. June notes that the transfer exam is difficult, suggesting Sai must be good at studies. Sai blushes and admits he studied hard to pass because he wants to become a Catholic priest. June looks surprised and asks whether he wants to play with the pipe organs of the choir boys and claims that to become a priest he would have to be an upstanding citizen first. Sai looks outside, claiming that he knows all this and will try to become the best version of himself, which is the story every guy tells on his first date to get to third base. June falls for it as she claims that her family has always been samurais and ninjas, so she has to uphold a code of honor. She then takes out her short sword and does a fancy ninja handshake as they swear to have each other's back. Soon after that, they finally reach the Academy of Magical Arts with its huge castle and flying people. The luggage is deep throated by a statue which will transport it, while both Sai and June start walking together, as she gives him a short tour of the entire school. After the tour, she bids him goodbye and instructs him to head over to the nurse's office for his physical examination. He looks over to see a huge building where he finds a blonde bimbo named Tori who takes him inside where all the transfer students are standing. She tells them all to get in line as she summons a magical spirit who starts smoking ciggies immediately. Slowly each student walk over to get themselves examined, and also to acquire their future job title which they will have to work for. Sai looks a little confused at this, but Tori promises that the spirit has never once made a wrong judgment, and whatever job it chooses is always perfectly suited for them. Slowly each student is assigned a job like a doctor, a warrior, a soldier, or a Wendy's employee when finally Sai's chance arrives. He is pretty sure that he will become the priest as he has all the signs of being a good PDF file, but the moment he walks over to the spirit, it unveils that the job he is best suited for is a demon lord. This shocks every single person in the room while Tori asks the spirit to recheck once. The spirit refuses to change her answer, claiming that Sai could only be a low-ic demon lord. Sai is speechless as he grabs his head, while the spirit repeats that every single ability and talent he has makes him the most suitable to become the most destructive threat to the society. This scares the crap out of every student as they start running away, while Tori tells them all to return back to their classes. Tori doesn't seem to be fazed by this revelation and takes Sai out for a walk, telling him not to worry as he can still study here. She does warn him that some retards might want to kill him and try different tactics to make him depressed, but as long as he stays calm and collected, he should be totally fine. She leads him to class 1, where he will study from now on with Tori as the class teacher. They enter the classroom, where Sai notices June sitting in the back, but to his dismay, she doesn't seem her warm self. Tori introduces himself to the class, which scares the shit out of everyone as they hide behind their tables. He decides to take matters into his own hands and tries giving a speech about inequality and discrimination, but that just makes him look like a dictator. So Tori tells him to simply sit in the back. He realizes that June is still not talking to him, while Tori claims that June should remain the class president for this term as well. But one small twink named Miwa gets up claiming that he thinks Sai should be the president. This is completely out of left field. as Sai wonders what this idiot wants and immediately claims that he would like to withdraw his nomination and instead would like to do the cleaning duty. He thought this would make him look humble, but it has the complete opposite effort, as in this school cleaning duty is only taken by the most vile and cruel people to ever live. June gets her sword out and walks angrily at back to her feminist roots. She starts shouting at him for playing with her feelings and hands him the sword for a duel right there. Miwa the dipshit is still not understanding the situation and claims that whoever wins can be the new president. June immediately attacks him, but she dodges barely, while Tori tells everyone to back off a little. June starts glowing like Goku and shoots at King Han's side, which he dodges, realizing that June is serious. He decides to go on the offensive and runs towards her, dodging her sword strike before grabbing her from behind. As he tries to subdue her, he whispers in her ears that it's all a misunderstanding, which annoys her as she pushes Sai away and rushes for another attack. Surprisingly enough, Sai grabs the incredibly powerful strike with his hands. As light starts emanating from them, while his roided-up arms rip through his shirt, Tori realizes that this is getting out of control and casts a barrier before telling everyone to drop to the floor. Immediately after, there is a huge explosion that breaks the classroom building, leaving everyone stunned on the ground and covered in ash, while June is completely knocked out on the floor. Damn! Sai is the only remaining person standing as he wonders what just happened here. Later that evening, he returns back to his dorm, unsure of what to do when he finds the femboy Miwa waiting for him, claiming that he will do anything for him. Sai takes a deep sigh and asks where the girls' dorms are, and Miwa leads him straight to it. He wants to apologize to June, so he climbs up the windows and taps at the glass when an angry June immediately appears with her sword and starts screaming at him. Everyone in the dorm comes out to watch them and start laughing at June, which enrages her even more. As she starts chasing him all around the area, while he tries to run for his life, he falls through a bunch of bushes and lands on solid ground when he looks up to find a weird redhead in front of him who asks whether he is her prince. Sai is too confused to even answer when June appears from behind with rage blinding her completely. She jumps towards him to finish him off, but the redhead blocks her path and uses magic to slow her down. June tells her to move aside, but the redhead refuses, so June uses a special technique to clone herself and runs towards Sai at full speed. The redhead immediately jumps on Sai in hopes of protecting him.
Yeah, boy.
While Sai tries to stop June, which leads to another huge explosion, creating a crater where they were standing. He wonders what the hell is wrong with him, as he looks around to find June knocked out on the ground. Before he could even regain his balance, a portal opens above him and a green-haired girl descends down, introducing herself as Koro, who has been observing her. He realizes that she is not a human, but an android, as she immediately takes out an injection gun and shoots it at the injured June, which immediately heals her. She remembers what just happened and starts crying before running away. Sai tries to chase her, but Koro stops him, claiming that he needs to come with her to the headmaster's office right now, where he will be questioned. This scared the shit out of the redhead, who immediately turns invisible, leaving her clothes behind and runs away as well. Sai has no choice but to obey the android as she takes him to the headmaster's office, where Tori is already present. Her claims that she saw the entire thing unfold, and even though the explosion could have been fatal, Sai didn't intend to harm June even one bit. Sai wonders whether she can read minds, but she claims that she can only analyze emotions. The old headmaster looks at him apprehensively, before completely changing his tone, claiming that destroying things must be in his blood, since he is going to be a demon lord. He claims that Sai might become a mass murderer or start a war later in his life, but right now he is a student at this academy who needs to be protected, so he has asked the government to send someone to keep an eye on him all the time. Tori excuses herself and takes Sai outside, telling him to consider Koro as a safety net, which will prevent any students from trying to hurt him, and then asks about the incidents. Today, Sai claims that in the classroom he only wanted to stop her sword, but it felt like he couldn't control his power and everything exploded, whereas in the evening he didn't want the redhead to get hurt, so he tried stopping June, but a sudden burst of energy emerged from his arm before he could even control it and created a huge explosion. Tori claims that Sai must have an incredible store of mana, which he is unable to control properly, resulting in these explosions. She also gives him a small notebook containing the details of all the students and claims that he can call them through telepathy whenever he wants. Later that night he returns to his dorm room and sleeps on the bed while Koro jumps into the cupboard for the night and shuts her eye. The next morning, while he was walking towards the class, a beautiful purple-haired girl with massive plots stops him and introduces herself as Fuji. She tells him that she is the head of the girls' dorms, and asks whether he had fun last night. He immediately starts explaining that he just wanted to apologize to June, but Fuji starts laughing, claiming that she was just teasing. She tells him that they will meet soon again and leaves the area. Later in the class, he notices that June is absent alongside the redhead girl named Soga. Everyone looks at him as if he is the reincarnation of Epstein himself, while Koro sits on the floor waiting for the class to end. Afterwards, Sai heads off to the washroom where Koro follows him obviously, so he enters one of the stalls and takes out his phone book before ringing Fuji. She picks up the call while he asks whether she can help him make up with June. Fuji laughs and tells him to meet her at the mountains alone. Sai claims that Koro will follow him no matter where he goes, but Fuji tells him that he can press her tail to deactivate her. Sai thanks her for the information and gets out of the stall to the canteen. After having lunch, he tells Miwa that he is going to the mountains to relax a little, and as expected, Koro follows him to the mountains. While walking, he starts looking for the tail on her back, when suddenly he gets hit by something and falls to the ground, finally spotting the tail. Suddenly Koro tells him that she can feel a disturbance in the area, and soon enough they spot a giant demon dog descending from the mountain towards them at full speed. Koro immediately takes out her gun and shoots a bullet at it, but the demon dog is too strong, and the bullet gets destroyed on impact while the dog lunges at Koro to finish her off. Thankfully, Sai pushes her out of the way and grabs the dog's neck as it tries to attack them again. Koro tells Sai to hold the dog steady while she finishes it off, but Sai tells her to stop and uses his magical power to sap all the mana out of the demon, converting it into a normal puppy. Koro seems impressed as she claims that she has never seen a mage try that successfully, when suddenly the bushes start rustling as the puppy smells someone and starts chasing it. Sai immediately runs ahead to find out that the person was Soga herself, but immediately disappears and runs away. Koro claims that she must have the ability to hide her mana as well since she can't sense it anymore. Koro moves towards a hidden bag in the bushes when Sai seizes this opportunity to run ahead and pull her tail, which deactivates the android. Immediately after, Fuji emerges from the trees, telling him not to worry, as Koro will not have any idea that she was deactivated by him. Sai thanks her for helping him so much and asks how he can make up with June. Fuji tells him that she will vouch for him, and asks June to talk to him once. She also gives him 2 medicine tablets alongside a special gun to shoot it, claiming that when 2 people get hit by it, they start understanding each other's feelings much better. She also asks whether he would like to join the disciplinary committee, and he immediately agrees to it. Fuji then bids him goodbye and leaves the area, while he moves back and activates Koro once again, who doesn't seem to have any idea what just happened. She picks up the bag, claiming that it belongs to Soga when the puppy catches her scent again and starts chasing her. Sai doesn't waste any time and runs after her, finally catching on to her as she reappears on top of him, begging him to save her. Koro walks up claiming that Sai was clearly trying to molest her, which will need to be reported back to the government, and takes out some handcuffs for him. Thankfully, Soga tells Koro that she was the one who held on to him, which clears Sai of any charges while she asks him to be her friend. A couple nights later, while Miwa and Sai were enjoying a warm bath together in a tub which looks very sus, but Miwa starts telling him about how there are 2 sides to the school. There is the normal side which June keeps tightly in control with her strong sense of justice and manages to crack down on anyone doing anything illegal such as using dark magic, but there is also an underground side to the school, which he doesn't know much about. But it is said that it's a breeding ground for dark magicians and no one knows who leads it. Sai wonders whether he will ever see the underground side of the school. But Miwa claims that he has had enough of a bath and runs outside the tub, but screams from the locker room. Sai rushes outside to find Koro peeking through the door, claiming that Miwa's pipe organ is very small.
What? What the?
Sai tells her not to make fun of others and begins dressing when he gets a call from Fuji, who tells him that she has arranged a meeting with June. But first he needs to present himself to the school council. He dresses up and enters the council room where the president introduces herself as Riri and introduces the remaining members as Mike Hai the pink-haired girl, Kanna the furry, and Nuru. She claims that they have heard about his prowess as a fighter, which is necessary if anyone wants to be a member of the disciplinary committee, as sometimes they must show their strength to quiet down any outliers. She accepts him as the new board member, and this news spreads all over the school like a forest fire. And the students don't seem too thrilled about the fact that the future demon lord is going to have so much power. Later that evening, he puts the magic bullets into the gun just in case if the talks don't go well with June, and wonders whether he should deactivate Koro again. He was back to the bed and was trying to sneakily pull the tail when there is a loud knock on the window, scaring the crap out of him. He turns around and sees that Soga is hanging by the windowsill with a bag of biscuits and knocks again. He lets her in and she immediately sits by the bed while eating crackers and shows Sai her rice cooker which was banned in her dorm. She tells him that she will keep it here and come every day to eat some rice, but Sai refuses. He finally manages to get rid of Soga, who purposefully leaves the rice cooker behind. But because he is out of time, he decides to quickly deactivate the android and immediately rushes out to meet with June. He enters the underground facility leading to the dungeons where suddenly he gets ambushed by a guy from behind. He gets knocked to the ground while more men emerge from their hiding positions, as they surround him like a pack of dogs, ready to eliminate the future demon lord. But the moment one of them touches him with his baton, he gets an electric shock and jumps back. Sai gets up, getting the hang of controlling his mana when another baldy weirdo tries to attack him with a metal rod. But just by focusing his mana, Sai manages to break his arm from multiple places in an instant. Another fatty tries to intervene, but Sai uses a small magic blast, which sends the fat fuck flying back as he tumbles to the ground bleeding. The goons decide to use their own magic spells to catch Sai off guard, but he blocks the attack effortlessly, scaring the crap out of these spineless assholes. But their leader tells him to stop right there and pushes a bruised and battered Miwa in front of him tied in ropes. He tells Sai that all he needs to do is get beaten up by them and they wouldn't harm the femboy any further. But this only enrages him further. As he stands there unfazed, Sai raises his arms and immediately every single guy apart from the leader gets their leg broken in half as they arrive on the floor in pain while the leader looks confused and scared now. Sai tells him that they should have thought multiple times before attacking the demon lord as he uses his magic to pick the cronies up in the air and slams them to the ground in a pool of their own blood. He tells the leader that he will make an example out of people who try to act like hooligans in this school, which scares the leader, but he raises his chain in a last-ditch effort and tries to hit Sai. The chain stops before ever reaching the demon lord, who casually grabs the chain and sends an electric jolt which blasts the leader into a wall, while the chains wrap him tightly, freezing him in place. He walks up to him and uses his magic to break one of his legs as he wanted to scare them even more, which works as the cronies run away. But before he could do anything else, June ends up arriving at the scene and calls out Sai for being an evil person. He tries to explain his way out of it, claiming that he was ambushed, but June is not ready to hear anything as she claims that he already wants to take control of the entire school. She gets ready with her sword, claiming that she will fight him even if it kills her, and Sai realizes that it's too late for any conversation, so he takes out the magic gun and tries to shoot the drug in him. To his surprise, though, nothing happens as the magical tablets have simply disappeared from his gun. June thinks that Sai is planning some demonic trick, so she immediately uses some smoke bombs and leaves the facility with the injured students. Sai grabs the injured Miwa and takes him back to his dorm room, where with the help of Koro, they try to dress up his wounds. He apologizes to Koro for deactivating her and reveals everything that has happened till now. He also tells her that Tori called her in the staff room as June has declared official war on Sai, which is permitted by the school rules as it is an American school, so he will have to deal with it on his own. The next day, June makes an announcement claiming that in the evening, an all-out war would be waged against the future demon lord in order to save their school and world. So anyone who wishes to make this possible is free to join them and put Sai the criminal demon lord to death. By the time evening arrives, a huge host has gathered behind June with crossbows and swords while she leads them ahead. Sai stands alone at the top of the stairs, but Miwa is a true homie and stands by his side. Sai tells him to run away, but it was too late as June already declares the battle started and arrows start flying. Sai pushes Miwa out of the way as even more arrows and magic blasts explode around him. But as the dust settles, everyone spots him running up the tower. June commands her troops to charge and the battle continues as he tries to run away from the huge horde, jumping and dodging any incoming projectiles, but he finally gets cornered and has nowhere left to run. He rips his injured shoulder and gets up once again as Junko emerges and walks ahead with her sword drawn. He realizes that there is no point in trying to talk to her as she immediately starts slashing at him, which he barely manages to dodge. She corners him and even he accepts his demise as he doesn't want to hurt June. But just before she could finish him off, Soga arrives and tells everyone that Sai and June are actually in love. This really hurts all the simps in the crowd, who immediately turn against her, and she has no choice but to join Sai in order to defend themselves. Soga, however, has planned everything and shouts at Koro to engage the missile. and the green-haired android immediately shoots a round towards Sai, who immediately creates a shield on them. The round explodes and cooked rice starts falling all around them, which quickly changes the behavior of all the students as they all become happy. Later that evening, Soga reveals that she saw Fuji handing him the magic tablets. So she stole them and put it in the rice so that everyone can become Sai's friend. Meanwhile, Koro conducts analysis on the rice and tells Sai that the drugs were made by using dark magic, as there are still some traces of it inside the rice. This really confuses Sai as he wonders, how the hell did Fuji get her hands on a drug made by dark magic, and wonders whether she is hiding something. A couple days pass by when one morning Tori arranges a practical magic class. Out in the playground, she briefs the students about how they will learn how to control their mana through this exercise, but for that they will need to team up together. Sai obviously turns towards his boy toy Miwa and asks whether he wants to play with him, but Miwa's ass is aching, and he tells Sai that he can't keep up with him right now, and tells him to find another partner. Sai looks around and asks whether Soga attended the classes today. Miwa claims that Soga is a complete loner who barely attends any classes and never attends any practical magic class, because she is hopeless at anything apart from flying. Sai realizes that no one seems to know about Soga's ability to turn invisible as he looks around to find students already playing with a magic ball created by channeling their mana through it. Suddenly he feels a tap and turns around to find June, who agrees to be his partner and tells him to always pay attention to the flow of mana or he can get injured. She then throws the ball of mana at him and he manages to catch it pretty easily. June tells him to throw it back lightly, so Sai tosses it in the air. But the mana ball decides to play an Oppenheimer and creates a massive explosion, creating a huge crater and injuring poor June. A little while later, while the other students gossip, Sai asks Tori whether June will be fine, and she tells him that she just got knocked out by the She tells him that to better control his incredible powers, he should enter the self-discipline chamber, which Miwa immediately advises against, but Tori smacks her shoe on his face and tells Sai that it's completely harmless and safe to enter. Sai decides to take her advice and packs a bag alongside a water bottle and leaves for the discipline chamber alongside Koro. They enter the chamber together, which warns them that it won't open again for the next 12 years. Sai sits down alongside Koro when suddenly he notices a flying lunchbox and realizes that Soga has again used her invisibility to follow them inside. They all sit together against the wall with nothing to do when his back touches something, so Sai turns around to look only to find a false wall, and within it a small old piece of parchment with a map drawn on it. Soga immediately recognizes it as the school map, while Sai reads the text below, which claims that this map leads to a treasure if they can find 3 special keys, but those who are unworthy for the treasure will die in the process. Soga really wanted to pursue the leads to find some treasure, but Sai refuses, claiming that he needs to concentrate and meditate to better control the flow of his mana. Before he could really train though, Soga starts bothering him once again, because this time she really wants to take a piss. Sai gets stressed about it while Soga starts punching the door and screaming for someone to help her out. Koro offers to be the recipient for a golden shower, but Sai refuses, claiming that there will be no golden showers in front of him. Thankfully, Fuji seems to have come outside the chamber for some mysterious reason, and ends up opening the door for them, hoping Sai to come out alone and happy to see her. But instead Soga comes running outside and rushes in the bushes to relieve herself, while Koro and Sai exit after her. Fuji was still confused, but before she could ask any more questions, she notices the old map on the floor and picks it up with a look of shock. She tells Sai that she will be taking this map with her, and without saying anything else, she turns around and walks away while Sai wonders what's up with her lately. The next morning, Sai finds out that someone has copied and plastered the treasure map all over the school for everyone to see. He walks out to the notice board as he wonders whether this is Fuji's work, as she seemed very interested in the map, but his question is answered when Fuji walks up to him angrily and demands why he stole the map from her room. She accuses him of entering her room to steal the map before pasting it all over the school, but Sai denies it completely, claiming that he had nothing to do with this act and is innocent. Suddenly, Koro draws her attention to the true culprit, who turns out to be a carefree Soga pasting the map all over the school while flying, as she claims that every adventurer should get an equal opportunity to find the treasure. Fuji walks away annoyed while Sai returns back to his classroom, wondering why everything always happens around him. He looks around to find out that Soga is again missing the class while John is also absent, but thankfully Miwa reports that this time it's not because of him, but because John had some family troubles. This makes Sai feel a little better when suddenly the door opens and a bunch of injured students are brought in on stretchers as they lay there. With blood dripping down their faces, one of the students who was still conscious clutches a bloody map in his hand, claiming that they went to find the treasure, but instead were ambushed by a monster who destroyed them completely. This event shakes the school and Sai is immediately called by Riri, the council president, who informs him that 19 students have gotten injured till now while trying to follow the map, and they must do something to stop this from happening anymore. She tells him to call in a student meeting as he has to take action and find what's causing them. Sai obeys her orders and soon all the students are gathered in the Great Hall, where Riri greets them before handing over the mic to Sai, who walks up to the podium and announces that from here onwards, pursuing the treasure or the map is completely banned, and anyone found to be breaking the rules would receive a strict punishment by the disciplinary body. The students don't seem to be very happy, though, as they accuse Sai to be the creator of the map as it was being posted by Soga, who is only friends with Sai and no one else. They'll start screaming at him for being an evil dictator as they throw cans and bottles at him. Suddenly, without any provocation, a long green-haired girl runs towards him and tries to land a kick, which he dodges, but the podium breaks completely. She then tries to kick him once again, but he slips by the attack, before finally being caught by a headlock, which every guy deserves once in their lives, even if it kills them.
Oh my god! Wow!
She immediately converts into a rear choke and claims that he must prove that it's not a trap set up by him. So Sai announces that he himself will get to the bottom of it, while the remaining students are forbidden to go anywhere near the locations on them. The green-haired girl immediately releases him and starts walking away when Sai asks who she is. She introduces herself as Teru and tells him that he will be seeing her soon again. Later that evening, the council president tells him that he doesn't need to investigate this issue, as they can just craft a story about how he actually went to check everything because she doesn't want him to get hurt. Sai claims that he would still like to go ahead and check everything once, and if there are any monsters, he will deal with it. Riri looks at him with sad eyes and tells him to go ahead, after which he leaves alongside Koro. The next morning, he gets a call from Fuji, who hands him a magical gun that gets hidden into a small item and tells him to find the treasure and bring it to her. Later that evening, he gets ready for the expedition while Miwa grabs a weak supply of camping gear. But before they leave for their journey, Sai gets ambushed once again by Teru, who jumps on his back, claiming that she will go with him no matter what. They start traveling through the forests and soon the night falls by the time they arrive at the entrance of a dark dungeon. Soon enough, they walk inside the entrance, and after descending through a flight of stairs, they find themselves completely surrounded by what looked like gravestones. Koro walks up in the middle and finds some shotgun shells, as she claims that there must have been a bloody war here a long time ago and these graves belong to all the fallen soldiers. Sai feels bad for the people buried here, as they will never know sunlight again, when he senses something and immediately turns around with a gun in his hand, pointing it towards a huge windy tornado behind Teru. Sai has no idea what the hell it is, while Teru doesn't waste a second and takes out her sword before jumping into action. She tries to cut through the tornado, but passes straight through it. She tries it once again, only to fall back to the ground, as her tenic brain cannot comprehend that you can't cut air with your sword. Sai tells her to back off, but she refuses, only to get bitch slapped by a fucking tornado as she falls back to the ground. Sai makes sure that she is fine before taking out his gun, and like a true American tries to shoot his problems away. Unlike the shooter at the Trump rally, Sai doesn't miss and nails the tornado with a burst of his mana, which completely separates it as a bunch of bats start scurrying around the cave, trying to run away from the light. Sai takes a deep breath, but is again immediately smothered by Teru, who jumps on top of him and praises him for being so strong. He ends up falling to the ground, where he suddenly spots a grave which looks pretty new. He removes the gravestone and fingerbangs the hole, only to find a small toy recorder which mutters some instructions before going dead. They soon follow the instructions to find a huge underground city that has been razed to the ground because of the war and is currently in a completely dilapidated state. Sai and his party walks through the broken city, where they finally find the armory with its door open. They enter the armory, which is completely lined on either sides by creepy-looking knight armors, and while they walk through it, suddenly Miwa gets scared because he thought he saw them move. Sai reassures him that these are only hollow armors, when suddenly one of the knight moves and tries to hack them in half with his axe. Sai manages to dodge the hit at the last moment before taking out his gun and shooting the knight multiple times. Because of the sturdy armor, the knight emerges through the smoke unscathed and runs at Sai to finish him off, but Miwa shows that he is a true G as he rushes towards the giant knight and starts hitting it, only to get kicked away like a soccer ball. The knight is about to game and Miwa, but Sai comes in clutch and blocks the axe with only his 2 fingers, shocking everyone. After that he uses his insane strength to slam the knight into the ground before throwing his axe away, while the knight gets up and runs away into the other end. Sai immediately picks Miwa up and asks whether he is alright before telling him never to put himself at risk like this ever again. Meanwhile, Terra ends up finding a small phone with some instructions on it which direct them towards a special limestone cave with an underground hot springs. Koro uses her special antennae to find out where the limestone cave is, and they enter inside to find a beautiful hot spring covered on all sides by tunnels big and small. Koro checks the water temperature and quality and approves to touch it, so Sai tells them to wait while he strips down and checks whether there are any dangers present in the water. While he was looking around the area, he gets ambushed once again by Teru, who latches onto him like a leech and doesn't let go no matter how much he tries to shake her off. Suddenly he grows silent and asks whether she has any idea what the actual treasure is. Teru gets a bit serious and tells him that she does know about it, and claims that it's something left behind by the previous Demon King. This new information shocks Sai. But before he could dig any further, June appears on top of a large rock as she ended up following Sai's tracks and jumps with her sword towards them. She falls a little way off into the water, and tells Sai to get away from Teru as she is a government agent. Sai looks at Teru shocked and asks whether it's true, while Teru smiles and claims that she was sent by a certain someone to help Sai achieve his destiny. June screams at Sai to not listen to Teru, which annoys her as she grabs a sword and tries to strike June, who blocks with her own sword. They end up getting into a massive duel, name calling each other, while Sai knows that bros before hoes, so he starts looking for Miwa when he spots a huge wolf on top of a shrine. He warns the catfighting girls to run away, but it's too late as the wolf attacks them. Thankfully Sai manages to intercept it and lands a massive punch, pushing the wolf back. But the demonic beast is not so easily deterred and runs up to him again, digging its teeth into Sai's skin, but immediately falls over into the water, lifeless. Sai is confused about what just happened, but Terra doesn't waste any time and runs towards the shrine before picking up a small object and throws it towards Sai before running away. June gets dressed up while claiming that she immediately came after him when she learned that Terra was with him, as she is her eternal rival and always trying to hurt people. Suddenly Soba arrives with Fuji as well, who reveals that she ended up poisoning the beast. Soon they put all the clues in one place, while Fuji finally reveals that it was her brother who created this map, and all these items are the toys from their childhood. But she doesn't seem to recognize the final item, which is a small sword pendant, so she tries to play around with it, but the moment it twists, she ends up disappearing as a magic circle appears beneath her. Kuro claims that it was a teleportation device, so they all jump in and follow Fuji into a completely different area covered with dark cobblestones. Suddenly the council president Riri appears in front of them and congratulates them for completing all of the puzzles and obstacles, as she claims that it was all a game and the remaining members were partaking in it as well. She claims that there is no actual prize and they should all return back to school, but June demands an explanation. Before she could say anything though, Fuji ends up slipping past them and runs straight to the building ahead. Riri tells her council to immediately stop her, but it's too late as Fuji throws a magic bottle behind her which explodes and stops them. Riri tries to warn Fuji about the dangers, but she rushes in without hearing. Sai tries to go after her, but is immediately stopped by the president, who tells him that if he enters the area, there will be no guarantee whether any of them will return back to the surface alive. Sai is very confused and asks where exactly are they, and the president reveals that they are the deepest level of the dark dungeons, which was the base of the previous demon lord and is still packed with evil energies. She claims that she can't let a future demon lord enter the palace, as there is no way of knowing whether he will be able to resist the temptation to grab all the power he wants or not. And if he fails to control his desires, the whole world will pay for it dearly, and she simply cannot take those chances. Sai argues with her as they need to save Fuji, but Riri claims that she is as good as dead, because anyone who touches the demon lord's relic will die, as was proven by the person before her. Sai decides to ignore all the orders and rushes inside to protect Fuji from herself, but it's too late as she has already used all the clues left by her brother to decipher the password, which leads to the destruction of the entire chamber. She did not predict this and is as surprised as everyone else, while a huge evil dragon emerges from the rubble. Everyone is scared shitless as they watch the huge demonic beast ask who the hell rose it from its slumber before asking Fuji whether she thinks she is strong enough to control him. He claims that anyone who manages to control him will become the ruler of the world, as there will be no greater power that can oppose him, but anyone who can't control him will suffer the same fate as everyone else, which is death. He tries to run ahead to save her, but Riri stops his path yet again, claiming that she won't let him get past this point, even if it means killing him right here. Suddenly the dragon plays a memory of Fuji's brother, which shows that he was tasked by a very strong wizard to find the relic and destroy it. So the demon lord can never get his hand on it. But soon he finds out that the wizard himself is after the relic to become the strongest. Because of that he decided to hide the relic and throw around clues everywhere so that no one can ever find it apart from the strongest and the smartest student. Because of this, however, he ends up losing his life as the wizard strangles him to death and curses him to eternal hell. Everyone is shocked by this, but Riri doesn't seem to care as she stands her ground and tells them to back off. Sai decides that he needs to fight here, so he tells Koro to run away with Mua to safety while he deals with the president. June decides to stick by his side as she draws her blade, but Riri doesn't care how many opponents she faces as she powers up and uses a spell to make her hand stretchy, which she uses to deliver a strong punch to Sai's face. Before he could even recover his balance, she lands another massive gut punch, forcing him to the ground as he starts spitting blood. June tries to intervene, but before she could land a hit, Riri uses her magic to paralyze her while she tells June that when Sai becomes a demon lord, he will destroy everything. June doesn't care, however, and claims that in that case she will kill Sai herself. But right now she believes in him. Sai stands up enraged and powers up before blasting the president away as he quickly runs ahead to try and find Fuji. He reaches her just in time as the dragon was about to pierce her with its horns, but he lands a punch straight to the horns, which completely obliterates them, shocking the dragon while Sai grabs Fuji and tells the flying lizard to back off. The dragon gets enraged and tries to land a blow, but Sai manages to block it with his magic barrier and counterattacks with his own punch. June and the others are shocked to see a mere mortal going blow for blow against the strongest entity in the world, but Sai is no one to be trifled with, as he lands a powerful punch that knocks the dragon to the ground while he himself drops down out of exhaustion. The dragon accepts his defeat and crowns Sai as his new master, who seems to be unsure about this news. The dragon calls him Sai the new demon lord who will soon rule all over the earth, which seems to excite Fuji as she tries blowing Sai's trumpet. But he runs away. He doesn't go far when Riri grabs him and plants a tight kiss, claiming that she believes he would be the kindest demon lord anyone has ever seen. Finally, they click a picture together with Sai on the throne, with the dragon behind him as the new era of Sai the demon lord starts while he waits for his upcoming adventures.